Okay, good morning to everyone. Okay, welcome to Sign Online class. Okay, today we will continue our lesson about heartbeat. Okay, you can refer to your textbook. Okay, page 19 about heartbeat. Okay. Um, okay, our heart works like a pump that contracts and relaxes to deliver blood through the blood vessel throughout our body. So it will produce a sound like a loop doop. Okay, loop doop. So when blood passes through arteries, so the blood pressure can be. No, this one is about. Sorry. Okay, when. Okay. Hold on. That is. Okay. This is the heartbeat. Okay, this is the cross sectional of our heart. Okay. So I want to share a video. Okay, a video about before we start our learning. I want to share this video. Okay, actually you can find many videos about our heart. Okay, if you can hear that sound, dup, 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 that is sound our heart, something like loop, dup, loop, dup. Okay, that video is about uh, how the doctor conduct the EKG. Sorry. Okay, conduct EKG, and you can see um, how the atrial contracts and relax, and how the ventricle contracts and relax. Okay, when your arterial, okay, when your arterial contracts, okay, it will produce a sound. Okay, produce a sound means produce of sound of dub. Okay, like this. In your textbook says the dub sounds is produced by the closure of the semilunar valves. So you can see here. This is the semilunar valve. Semilunar valve. Okay. Okay, semilunar valve. Okay. So this semilunar valve, when the semilunar valve close, okay, at the aorta and the pulmonary artery, so the ventricle will relax. The ventricles will relax, and the atrium here will contract. Okay, the contracts because the artery will pump the blood to the ventricle. So ventricle needs to relax to receive blood from atrium. Okay, so that that time the semilunar valve is closed. Okay, so it will produce dub sound. Okay, and then this condition is known as diastole or diastole. Okay, sometimes people say diastole. Okay, or diastole. So the pressure reading of blood flowing into and filling the heart is called diastolic pressure reading. Okay, that is a diastole. And then another one, when our heart produce loop sound, that's mean the tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. If you see here, this is the tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. Okay, so tricuspid and bicuspid valve is closed. Okay, so that's mean the ventricle, left ventricle and right ventricle will attract, okay, to pump blood to what pulmonary artery and to aorta. Okay, so this condition known as systole or systole. The pressure reading of blood flowing out of the heart is called the systolic pressure reading. Okay, sekejap. Okay, remember diastole or diastole is the blood flowing into and filling the heart. Okay, while systole or systole is the blood flowing out of the heart. Okay, so this is the heartbeat. Okay, so what for? This is for measure a blood pressure. Okay, if we want to measure our blood pressure, okay, so we need a device, okay, namely sphygmomanometer. Okay, if you look at this one, this is the sphygmomanometer. okay, to measuring blood pressure. Okay, so look at the science info. Taking of diastolic and systolic pressure reading from a sphygmomanometer is based on listening to sounds produced by the blood circulation when diastole and systole occur. So due to this, the use of sphygmomanometer to take readings of diastolic and systolic pressure is usually done by an experienced doctor. Okay, so hanya doktor for this one is the yang lama punya kan. Hanya doktor je boleh faham, boleh baca ini. Okay, now kita ada yang alat yang terbaru. Okay, macam ini. Macam ini. Okay, macam ini. This is the new one. Okay, it can measure. This is the modern one. Okay, the measure blood pressure and pulse rate. Okay, okay, okay. Continues here. Okay, for this one. Okay, the systolic pressure reading of a youth is normally 120 millimeter mercury. Okay, this is the SI unit of millimeter mercury. Hg is a mercury, and the diastolic pressure reading is 75 millimeter mercury. So this blood pressure reading is normally written as 120 over 75 millimeter mercury. So this is the normal reading, okay, for health human. Okay, I want to show the blood pressure chart. Okay, okay, this is the blood pressure chart. Okay, if you look at this one, okay, the green color is the normal blood pressure. Is between 140. Okay, actually this one is the borderline of the high blood pressure, and 90 to 90 over 60 is the borderline of low blood pressure. If you look at this one, this is the suggested optimal of the normal blood pressure is 120 over 80. So if you look at this one, okay, your right hand side is the systolic millimeter millimeter mercury. Okay, this is the reading of systolic, and at your right side, your right hand side is the diastolic reading. Okay, so the green color is the normal blood pressure. Okay, if the systolic reading is more than 140, so that is the high blood pressure. So this chart is very useful because we can see, for me it's easy to read this chart because we can know the measurement of our blood pressure. Okay, how the mild stage, moderate stage, and several stage of very severe stage. Okay. Okay, so this blood pressure chart is very useful. We can compare lah. Kita boleh tengok dari sini bagaimana saranan yang diberikan kalau orang itu mengalami high blood pressure. Okay, this is the blood pressure chart. So when okay, okay, we proceed to pulse rate. Okay, pulse rate. If we look at the pulse rate here, what is a pulse rate? Pulse rate is the number of times the heart beats in 1 minute. Because when the heart pumps blood, okay, we can feel our heart beating. Okay, the human heart beats about 45 million times a year. Okay, the heart beats to supply oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the blood vessel. Okay, the heart beats to supply oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to blood vessel of our body through the aorta. So, so for the heartbeat, we can measure the heartbeat. No, we can measure the heartbeat by calculating our pulse rate. Okay, because we have pulse. If you look at in this photograph, okay, this is one of the medical examination activities that is normally carried out by a doctor on a patient to calculate our pulse rate. Okay, and then if you look at this one, okay, doctor will look at the time. Okay, maybe in 1 minute or 10 seconds. Okay, how many how how um how many pulse sorry ya, sorry cikgu kena pegang anak cikgu ni, janganlah di tengah je. Okay. Okay, so pulse is produced by the contraction and relaxation of the muscular artery wall. Okay, before this we learn about the blood vessel. Okay, the artery have pulse, isn't it? Di dalam artery itu ada pulse. So pulse itu adalah because of the contraction and relaxation of the muscular artery wall. So this experiment 3.1 after our class, I want you to complete your experiment wajib 4 in page 181 and 182 in your science process skill book. Okay, maybe tomorrow we can discuss it. Okay, about this experiment. You can do like this figure. Okay, you use your left finger, and then you put on your calf, your right calf, and then uh, you wearing a watch at your hand, okay, macam ini. So kamu boleh nampak, kamu kira, dan kamu nampak masa itu simultaneously. Okay, so you need to do three activities here. One is resting, maybe you can sit and relax, and then after that you walking slowly in 5 minutes, and then you start to calculate your pulse rate in 10 seconds, and after that you do for for running. Okay, after that in 5 minutes, okay, static run, okay, mungkin lari setempat, okay, and then you can start calculate your pulse rate in 10 seconds. So this is the pulse rate for per minute, means divided by 60. Okay, that is the experiment one, Jim. So other factors, okay, other factors that influence the pulse rate, okay, because there are several factors that affect the pulse rate, such as gender. If the average pulse rate of an adult male is between 70 to 72 beats per minute, and the average pulse rate of an adult female is between 78 to 82 beats per minute. So why the female have higher uh, pulse rate beats than male? Okay, because we look at this one, because the difference in pulse rate between males and female caused of by the difference of the size of the heart. Okay, because normally female has a smaller size than male, isn't it? So their hearts also smaller than male size of the heart. So when the smaller size of heart will pumps the blood needs to beat more, much higher rate compared to the heart of males. Okay, boleh faham maksudnya kalau badan dia kecil, so jantung dia kecil. So bila jantung dia kecil, dia akan perlu mengepam darah itu lebih laju daripada jantung yang lebih besar. Sebab apa? Sebab dia hanya boleh menerima darah sedikit saja kan untuk masuk ke dalam jantungnya. So dia perlu mengepam lebih laju bagi memastikan oksigen sampai ke seluruh badan. Okay, so that's why the gender is one of the factor that influence the pulse rate. Okay, next is age. Okay, if you look at this table, okay, if you look at this table, the 20 years old, the average pulse rate is 200 pulse per minute. Okay, 200. Compared to 70 years old, okay, compared to 70 years old, the average pulse rate only 150. Kenapa? Why? Okay, because of what? Because of fitness and activeness. Okay, biasanya let's say children and adolescents have a higher pulse rate compared to adults and elderly person because they are more active and fit. So that means this is about their activities. Okay, their activities. So for younger is more fit than older. All right. Another factor is body health. So the pulse rate of a less healthy individual is normally higher. Okay, less healthy, normally higher, sometimes lower than normal pulse rate. Okay, a pulse rate that is too high or too low is dangerous and can be life threatening. Okay, so kita tidak perlukan tekanan yang tinggi ataupun tekanan yang rendah. Okay, kita perlu yang normal pulse rate sahaja. Okay, normal pulse rate itu sama dengan bacaan itu menyamai dengan systolic and diastolic. Okay, so why we need to maintain our a healthy heart? Okay, kenapa kita perlu menjaga kita punya kesihatan jantung? So the health of heart should be given attention since its functions are very important in our life. Okay, untuk kehidupan kita. So in these activities you can find out, okay, actually you can find out the importance of maintaining the health of heart. Okay, so you can scan this barcode to find more information about the Institute Jantung Negara. Okay, you can find your own information here. Okay, so today we learn about the heartbeat. Okay, heartbeat, why our heart produce a loop sound, because of what? Okay, our heart produce a loop sound every day, every second. Okay, because of if deep sound produced by closure of the semilunar valves. Okay, when relaxation of the ventricle. Why our ventricle relax? Because it receive blood from atrium. Okay, and loop sound produced when our tricuspid and bicuspid valve is closed. Okay, because the ventricles need to contract. Okay, the contraction of ventricles to pump the blood to deliver to the lungs and to our body part. So that produce loop sound. So for loop sound, it's called diastole. So the diastole is the pressure reading of blood flowing into the heart, while systole is pressure reading of blood flowing out of the heart. Okay, it's called systolic pressure reading. And then today we learn the blood pressure. The normal blood pressure is 120 over 75 or 80. Okay, 80 is still in normal reading. Okay, okay. using a stick manometer. And then we learn another one is about pulse rate. Okay, there are four factors. Okay, four factors that affect the pulse rate. One of them is gender. Okay, gender. So the the female hearts or the pulse rate of female has a higher than uh, male because normally female have a smaller size of heart. And then another factor is age. So the younger is more active and more fit than elder. And then another factor is body health. Okay, sometimes the people with high blood pressure and heart disease have higher pulse rates compared to healthy people. Sometimes when people got sick, the heartbeat is too weak and then produce low pulse rate. And then another factor is vigorous activities. Okay, vigorous activity. If you do active, if you're more active, um, your heart will pump blood more rapidly. Okay, so for this one, for vigorous activity, I want you to complete this experiment wajib. And tomorrow I want to ask the number of pulse rate you get after you do three of these. You do all these activities: resting, walking slowly, and running. Resting for walking and running you do in 5 minutes. Okay, kamu buat dalam masa 5 minit untuk dapatkan bacaan yang lebih accurate. Okay, kalau kamu buat sekejap je mungkin kurang. Okay, kita nak tengok betul-betul kamu punya jantung itu mengepam darah apabila kamu menggunakan tenaga yang banyak. Okay, any question? Okay.
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, Fikri, for your response. So I want to take the picture, a screenshot as my evidence. Okay, remember uh, your attendance in online class. I take as this is the one criteria to get mark in PBD. Okay, so if kalau kamu selalu tak hadir dalam kelas online, so dia akan menjejaskan markah PBD kamu lah. Alright, okay. Because sebelum-sebelum ni pun cikgu ada rekodkan kehadiran. So cikgu akan tengok dari situ. Okay. So I think that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Make sure cikgu tak mau macam Form 3 Mutiara. Dia tak buat pun cikgu suruh. So make sure you do your experiment wajib in page 181 and 182. So I want to see the result. Alright? Okay, that's all for today. Thank you, class. See you tomorrow.